So this is the RD828A projector from DBPower. They sent this over and sponsored this video so that I could review this for you, so that's coming up. I actually did a review of the original RD828 projector in the past. This one has some updates I'm going to tell you about. So this one's basically a brighter version, and this has some more setup kind of picture functions for your keystone, focusing, all that kind of stuff. So gone is the manual focus wheel. This has an electronic focus, and it also has electronic keystone correction. So the electronic focus is really nice. It's very simple to use. Right on the remote that they give you, you can just hit up and down to kind of electronically focus that. You can dial in what looks best and you're good to go. And then in the settings, you can either enable the auto keystone where it'll do the vertical keystone correction for you, or you've kind of got your manual keystone for both horizontal and vertical correction as well. You can go in and do that if you prefer that method. There's also 4-point keystone correction where you can go in and you can basically pick those corners and affix them to the corner of your screen, and that helps you get the best picture as well. So there's a lot of different setup options. That's something that's a little bit newer and updated. This does have native 1080p resolution, so it looks pretty good. You can use this for, text, you can use it for browsing. I can show you here a little bit of some footage of like Twitter and kind of on the internet. If I'm on like a products page, for example, you can see that clarity you're gonna get with the text. So that 1080p text comes through as pretty clear. You can see here when I zoom in what that is going to look like. And this is set up basically about 9 feet away on a 100-inch screen. But you can see as I zoom in and out, you could definitely use this for some light web browsing. If you want to use this for, Word documents, PowerPoint, things like that. I think as long as your text isn't getting too small, you're good to go, and you can always just kind of zoom in if, say, you have this connected to your laptop. So it says on the listing this supports H.265 MP4 files, not H.264. If you're gonna be playing things natively directly on the projector, that's something to take into account. I just did all kinds of streaming from my Roku that I had hooked up to this. Typically with copyright protections, you can't really stream stuff over from your phone wirelessly. That stuff's all blocked by those entities. So the best route is always to just do like Fire Stick, Roku, Chromecast, something like that. It's also very easy to just mirror over to your displays. You can have AirPlay for your Apple products, and casting is supported as well for Android via Miracast. Google Pixels are not compatible with the Miracast, but if you have any other Android devices and Samsung, things like that, you can just literally go to your casting and it'll come up and you pair it. When you're doing that, all you have to do is make sure that you're on the same internet network, so your phone is connected to that same one, and then you connect the projector to it as well. One thing that was upgraded on this RD828A is also that this has a 12-watt stereo speaker compared to 2 5-watt ones before. It sounds pretty good. They get pretty loud. There was minimal distortion. I could definitely see just, using those speakers standalone. And you also have the option to hook up either via the headphone jack out. You could do a 3.5mm cord over to a speaker, or if you want to use Bluetooth, sometimes there's a little bit minimal lag with that. Could also hook up like a Bluetooth speaker to this. There's a Bluetooth pairing menu right in here, and it'll scan for it, put your device in pairing mode, and it'll come up there. So this does have 2 HDMI ports, which is really nice because you can hook up 2 different devices then and not have to worry about, continuously switching those out. It's also got 2 USBs, AV, and you get an AV cable. And then you've got that 3.5mm headphone jack going out. You also do get an HDMI cable. You're gonna get the power cord. So it's pretty nice. You have everything in the bag that you need to get started. So this is super portable at 4.85 pounds. And like I mentioned, you get this backpack with it. So that's really nice. It's very easy then to just pack this up, take this over to a friend's house, do a movie night somewhere else. So I really like that. That's pretty cool. Sometimes, you get those little cases and just a zippered bag to protect your projector. But this is the first time I've actually seen a backpack version. So I'm really a big fan of that. This does have Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 5 support. So that is what you're gonna do. You're gonna connect to that in order to be able to do the casting for both Android and AirPlay for Apple. This was pretty easy to set up. Like I mentioned, there's no manual keystone or no manual focus wheel on this. So you've got the buttons right on the remote to do the focus. And then you have those other options, like I mentioned, for keystone correction. The further you have this back, the bigger your picture is gonna be. The closer you move it up, the smaller. So like I said, mine's about 9 feet away on a tripod, and I have that going at a 100-inch screen, and that filled it up perfectly. So I'll show you some more of the footage here, and you've probably seen throughout the video a little bit, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. I like the colors of this. The native 1080p is nice. I think that's, a great sweet spot. You're gonna get great picture quality no matter what you're watching since it's at 1080p. The colors looks good. It's going to be, a little bit more washed out when you have lights on. Obviously, these type of projectors are pretty much meant for being used in the dark. So, after sunset, outdoor movie nights, things like that, If you have this in a basement, or if you have somewhere like I do in my projector room where you can put up some room darkening blinds, that is going to be the way you want to go about this. But it is 900 ANSI lumens, and that's compared to the 500 ANSI lumens of the previous version. A 12-watt stereo speaker is definitely capable though, if that's all you're going to use. If you want to use that outside, not have to worry about, taking this over to someone's house and bringing a speaker. It's pretty good if you're going to be close to it for outdoor settings. Indoors, it's going to be great. I used it in a spare bedroom, normal size kind of for a common home, and it sounded really good and filled up that room perfect. So this is another great budget projector option from DBPower. Like I said, I've used their projectors in the past, and I've had a really good experience overall. If you want to pick one of these projectors up, there's going to be an affiliate link in the comments in the description. Please like the video if you found this helpful, and subscribe for more home theater content like this and other projector reviews.